now we have two people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds.
He might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form. You don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this investigation.
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Oh my goodness, Diddy's trial is getting closer by the day, and let me tell you, he is absolutely cracking under the pressure. Can you believe he just dropped the names of all his white associates who helped him get away with those disgusting freak-off activities for so long? I promise you will be shocked when you hear these names. People were already whispering that Jay-Z, Young Miami, Jennifer Lopez, and a bunch of other celebrities were involved. But this new list, girl, I was not prepared. And the word on the street is that Diddy has even more names to drop. He is not planning on going down alone. He is dragging everyone who was involved right along with him to jail. Things have gotten so bad for Diddy that one of his own lawyers, Anthony Rizzo, completely walked away from the case because he discovered new details about what Diddy really did. The crazy part? This is the same lawyer who had absolutely no problem defending Osama bin Laden, so him dropping Diddy as a client, that means this case is way worse than any of us could possibly imagine, and there are definitely more people involved in this absolute nightmare. Anthony Rizzo filed a motion to be removed as Diddy's lawyer, and even though he wouldn't say exactly why he wanted out, he hinted that he had no idea about the extent of Diddy's crimes before he agreed to defend him. But after months of being on the case, he now knows all the facts, and apparently this is way bigger than anything he's ever had to deal with. He literally said, and I'm quoting directly, "Under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. It is respectfully but regrettably requested that the court grant the relief requested. There are sufficient reasons for asking to be let off the case." The popular journalist Mara S. Campo has been on Diddy's case way before the police even caught on to his disgusting behavior, and she spilled all the tea about what was happening at his parties, but nobody listened to her. She claimed that Puffy would have women laid out with food on their bodies. She said she had seen photos of these parties, and they showed women and men lying completely emotionless with platters of food spread across them as guests casually picked at the offerings. And these weren't just any ordinary guests, they were high-profile people in powerful positions, and all of them were there participating in this freaky stuff. Remember when the police revealed all those details in his indictment just hours after they put him in handcuffs? According to the indictment, he was engaging in group sexual acts with his associates that he called freak-offs. These freak-offs would last for days at a time while he recorded videos of the encounters and admitted to them. The encounters were so physically exhausting for him and his victims, whom he would force to ingest drugs, that they all typically received IV fluids to recover. And remember how it said he was doing all these freak-offs with his associates? Well, those associates weren't just indulging in the freak-offs, they were actively helping him ship in escorts. These associates included high-profile people, some celebrities and others in political positions. The indictment said, and I quote, "Sean Combs relied on employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice." And don't even get me started with the 1,000 bottles of baby oil lubricant and 3 AR-15s with drum-style magazines that were found in his properties. Child, the police said even they were surprised by the attention to detail that Diddy and his associates put into these freak-offs. They said not only would Combs supervise security, hotel staff, and assistants to stock up on lubricant, they would also procure baby oil, extra linens, specialized lighting, as well as book hotel rooms and travel arrangements. No wonder they were able to get away with it for so long. Mind you, these police officers investigate cases like this all the time, so the fact that Diddy's case was still able to surprise them just shows how sick and twisted this entire thing really was. Now this is where things get even messier because photos of one of these freak-offs later leaked, and it exposed some of Diddy's white associates, including some celebrities who we all know. I mean, prior to this leak, we had all already heard about the freak-offs, but this was the first time we actually saw any visual evidence of it, and it's exactly like what they've been describing. All your faves were there, including Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Chris Brown, Leonardo DiCaprio, the late Aretha Franklin, Obama, Trump, Harry, and our Christmas queen, Mariah Carey. Child, the list just keeps going on and on. From the looks of it, it started off as a normal party during the day because everyone was fully dressed in the photos and having a good time. However, the photos from the night of that party really proved that there were two sides to Diddy's parties. And if you didn't leave early, you'd probably end up in a freak-off or drugged out of your mind. For example, there was this photo of Diddy pouring champagne on these two escorts as they touched themselves seductively. It's believed that these girls are some of the ones he illegally transported into the United States to be used during those freak-offs. There's also this photo of someone from Diddy's entourage in the pool with two escorts as he sucked on their breasts and did intimate things with them. There are even more graphic photos and videos that I can't show y'all, but you can pretty much see they were getting down to business. No one would care about any of this if these women were doing this consensually, but they weren't, and his indictment proves it. Now, when it comes to the exact names of his associates, it's being rumored that he cut a deal with the feds for a lighter sentence in exchange for the names. However, the reason why those names haven't been made public is because they want to gather enough evidence against them before making a move. This is actually the same tactic they used with Diddy, so we can be rest assured that they are working overtime to get all that evidence. The feds knew about Diddy for a while, but they didn't go in to make an arrest until they had concrete evidence against him. Diddy literally posted bail with over $50 million, and that was still not enough for the judge to let him out. It's truly a mess, and Diddy has no one to blame but himself. One person said, "My guess is that the government realized Diddy is involved with big names, so they closed the case quickly, or Diddy goes to jail and commits suicide." Sounds familiar. Another person said, "Game over. Feds are always rock solid and are very patient. When they arrive, you are done." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Diddy snitching on his white associates? And do y'all think that Diddy still has a chance to somehow make it out of all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.